Hey YouTube, coming at you the viewer submitted battle from Nick, who is a member of the channel, so thank you for the support. Guzzlord, Quillfish, Morpeko, and they said, wanted to try something a little different in the very limited cup. Don't really recommend it, but I did have a good set that I forgot to record. I'm always busy and distracted, and my Ayrshire loves Pokemon and decides my shields. That being said, don't hold back. I'm sure there's plenty to roast. So this team, I saw it, looked at it, double weak to fairy. So like a fairy on the lead, you'd have to go Quillfish, and if they get out, you're in trouble after that. Interested to see how Morpeko does, because it should just one-shot a lot of stuff in this meta. So let's look at the battles. We have Claydol against our Guzzlord, which should be a pretty good matchup for us. Have these super effective brutal swings. This will chip a bunch, probably not take out, but should do a good amount of chip damage. Takes it to the yellow. They gonna commit the shield, and it is the ice beam, so that's a nice shield, and you can probably get the full farm down here, and you do. So a ton of energy coming out, and there's your fairy. So throwing the sludge bomb, that's maybe why we're running the sludge bomb, to catch these fairies off. Ooh, gets even more leg than I normally get, so holy smokes, that's a lot of leg. Coming in with a shiny Quillfish, and then they switch out into Slowbro, and we are going to absolutely punish them with Morpeko. They are water and psychic, so both aura wheels are effective. Landing, one-shotting. You're going to get deleted real quick here, so just throw the psychic fangs. This will chip, or just make the poison stings better if they shield, which they do. You have a move, so you can take it out with the move. They decide to get to move first. But you could just probably poison sting now at this point, but just throw the move. They don't have no shields. So taking it out for the win. Okay, Guzzlord into Drapion. Again, neutral matchup. If it has Crunch Aqua Tail, it doesn't have anything to throw at you. And they get out into Mandibuzz, so here we go. You don't need to worry about any of their moves. If you go Aura Wheel and they shield though, then your next Aura Wheel is dark, and that would be resisted. So they could theoretically get to like lift 3 moves, but I don't know if there's a real purpose for that, because you still are in a bad matchup. And they decide to just let it go. So they let it go, get the Thunder Shock down. We have a move coming out, which is nice. A Primeape comes in, so having the Psychic Fangs, only 4 Thunder Shocks to get to. Land the first, or no, they shield the first, and get a second one off here. So this will do even more damage. So committing a second shield, which going down, I mean, you have to. Primeape is very glassy, but going down 2 shields is a pretty tough predicament to come back from. Close combat would hurt. Going to let the first one go. It is a Rage Fist, so they did boost, and then I would definitely shield this one though. And you do. So great. Close combat is shielded. We get the Aqua Tail off. This will one-shot, and then you have a Guzzlord and half a Quillfish and a shield to deal with Drapion. So we're going to chip here with the Aqua Tail. You can either instant swap, or you can just stay in this matchup and throw another Aqua Tail. They are throwing quick, which is great, because now you can just let this go, come in Guzzlord, and then just take it quick over there. Yeah, okay. Staying in. Doesn't really matter. I usually like when they dump their energy. I just usually like coming in to my other Pokemon that I know is going to end the matchup anyways. I guess you only have Brutal Swing Sludge Bomb, so maybe you're a little worried about that. I guess you're worried about a potential Sludge Bomb too, but game over. Claydol, we've already seen this matchup, so we'll play it out again. They get up into Primeape. So a little slow on this. You are double weak to fighting too. Oh crap, I didn't even say that at the beginning. You are double weak to fighting, and if you let this go, no, so it is just Rage Fist. If they're running a double fighter in the back, you are in trouble. I guess you have Psychic Fangs on Morpeko, so we'll see. So they do burn a shield. Rage Fist is again resisted, but it's already buffed. So here comes the second one. Now, I'm worried that a second buff may put you into Karate Chop range here, and they're going to commit the shield and figure that out. And you give up Switch into the Guzzlord, basically going to sacrifice the Guzzlord, catch a Rage Fist, which does so much because it's already double boosted. Yeah, you should have thrown the move. You got to get this out of here. It's already triple boosted now, quadruple boosted now. So even like a Karate Chop on a Poison Dark is going to do so much damage. And if they have a second fighter in the back, you're in trouble. So getting off the Aqua Tail on the Cladle, and Cladle is going to be problematic for Morpeko, and they go blindly, and it is a fairy, and that almost instant deletes you. And now you're both weak to fairy and ground in the back here with Morpeko, so that one shots. But yeah, you got the animation, but you also top left because you are absolutely screwed. Fairy on the lead with Fairy Wind, right? So those Fairy Winds are really adding up. Hoping to catch them off guard with the Sludge Bomb, you have to stay in here. This is why, and the shield, obviously, because I would too, because why are you staying in with a Guzzlord unless you're super weak to this in the back? So now they potentially have like 2 wild charges. There's one. Here comes the second one. Are we going to double shield? Or are we just going to let it go? Puts you in a really tricky spot. So we'll let it go, and they now just reset on their own Quillfish. So we're getting more Peko, but now with the 2 Poison Sting advantage on their end, one Octail won't take out. So I would try and throw a move beforehand. You gotta throw a move beforehand to force a shield, because now you just let them grab a shield from you, and at the same time they could very easily just let this go now, take the shield advantage. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna let this go, take that shield advantage, come in with Rapidash. You get another move off. That's fine. They just may let this go and go one shield what's in the back. Yeah, and that's what they're doing. They're sacrificing the Rapidash. Let's look what's in the back. That is a Raticate. So yes, you have some energy stored here. But this will not threaten them, so they do not need to worry about that. Even a second move will not take you out. And they're not worried about the Thunder Shocks either, so they could let this go. Their only lose come to basically be shielding that. So they'll come out with some energy here and take you out. So yeah, like the fact that you're double weak to fighting and fairy just puts you in such a bad situation in a lot of these matchups. Like you need other pivots, especially in a limited meta. So I think you would kind of already recognize the team doesn't work. And that is the reason why, is because you're so limited in limited meta. And like if you see a fairy or you see a fighter and you come into your Quillfish and they get out, then you're just like, you're done. So I'm surprised running Red Sludge Bomb. Like, I think Dragon Claw is probably better. I know you're trying to catch the fairies off guard with Sludge Bomb. That's the only reason you're running it. I still think Dragon Claw is better, just getting to a quicker neutral matchups, especially with all the dark poisons out here. And coming in Cladle. No, they have Cladle, and you're coming in with your Quillfish because you are double weak to ground in the back. So you have no option. So they are probably going to just shield and commit to the farm down, knowing that you just came in with a poison and you have no answer in the back. So that is exactly what they do. They get the shield, they commit to the farm down. Oh, they should have committed to the farm down. They ended up throwing and you should. What is happening here? And then they end up catching on a Drapion. Okay, I guess I know why you shielded, because you wanted to try and get that move off on the Cladle. Aura Wheel is double resisted, but Psychic Fangs is single resisted, non-stabbing garbage move. So I guess a double resisted Aura Wheel is best, but man, that's still not good. And you almost need to throw. Yeah, this game's over. The team flaws. These are tough ones to analyze. Like, I will analyze any level 2 and a level 1 YouTube member who submits a video. But these ones are really tough to analyze because I can't comment on your gameplay when the team is so flawed. So like you're staying in matchups where you got double weaknesses all over the place, right? Double weak to fighting and Guzzler and Morpeko. Double weak to Fairy Guzzler and Morpeko. Double weak to ground and Quillfish and Morpeko. And it's like, that's the meta. Like, there's so much here that you're having a tough time against. So it's tough to be like, you should do this, you should do that. It's just like, oh, you got like 40 bad matchups in like 10 meta Pokemon here. So, yeah, I think I think, yeah, I think it's tough to give like a, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Okay, so Drapion's gonna hit you with the Aqua Tail, not enough to take you out. Tried for the farm down, get one more Aqua Tail off here, so they may commit shield and commit to the farm down because they have a bunch of energy. Guzzler comes back in, throws the Dragon Tail, gonna take the resistant move, nope, gonna shield up a Crunch, and then both swapping to their neck. Oh no, don't bait here. How many shields do they have? Okay, I do see that you have no shield, so I think you're baiting because you're worried about return landing and you wanted to try and get to the return. Okay, sorry, you wanted to get to the next move and you're worried about, yeah, okay. I did not see how much shield and energy. You baited there because one return would take you out, and you thought that maybe if you baited Psycho Fangs, you get to an Aura Wheel the second time, but they get to the return. But we do have a bunch of energy load on the Guzzlord, enough to take them out for the win. Mirror match without a Dragon Claw is going to suck. And they try and catch into a Gardevoir and almost sniped you because that is double super effective. And look how much those charms are doing. They could commit the 2 shields here, and then you would be in a lot of trouble. Oh, and they let it go. That's actually huge that they let that go. Because if they committed to like the double shield, I guess you would have had to move on Guzzlord to take it out. But anyways, just going to chip it with a resistant move, but maybe they were worried about Ice Beam, so they end up shielding. You have no, you have no move for the Guzzlord here, but you also have no move with Morpeko. Your game is lagging worse than mine. Now just going to try to run with Morpeko, even in a resistant matchup here, and they give up switch into Goth Itel. So we're going to get this out of here ASAP because you don't take any more charm damage. Oh, and it does not even take out, so they're probably going to charm you down before you get to the thing. Yeah, Thundershock does not provide any fast move pressure. It's great for charging, but again, in a limited meta with charm users, that does not help you much. And again, Brutal Swing, Sludge Bomb resisted. So my recommendations for you: 1, don't run this team with a bunch of crazy weaknesses. 2, don't run 2 moves that are going to get walled by the majority of the Pokemon in this meta. I can't. I see it's a 23-2400 range, and I've seen multiple times now where you've called the Rage Fist bait and they've always baited. I'm surprised they're not going close combat more, because close combat probably one-shots a Quillfish right off the bat. They commit 2 shields, so they're going to probably grab one back here with a close combat, and that's exactly what happens. Going to throw the Brutal Swing just to take this out. Don't know how much energy they have. Don't want to shield up another close combat. As a Mandibuzz in the back, so we're going to instant swap here. And with Morpeko with a shield advantage, we'll easily handle Drapion and Mandibuzz without shields. Gardevoir, you're screwed. You might as well top left right now, because if you go... Yeah, you're staying in this matchup, which is brutal. You're going to get absolutely deleted. No, because then they're just going to reset, get out of here. They should get out here. Yeah, and now you're fucked. It's part of my, hopefully that was under my breath language, but yeah, you're in trouble. So basically I would shield and I would get to 100 energy on this thing. You should be like 2.5 Aura Wheels, not just 1, not just 2, like 2.5 if you can. Because you need to come out with a bunch of energy, because they're going to let this go and come back in with their Gardevoir, and that is already what they're doing. And they're just going to commit the shield and just farm down here. I think I would never, ever recommend getting into the Quillfish right away. But you got to get into the Quillfish, because you cannot just let your Guzzlord take 4 charms and be taken out because you're double weak to charm. So they just boost their attack. Trying to commit to the farm down, or trying to get as much energy as you can. Take this out. But you have like 2 HP left. And out comes a Kameko. And easily lives the... Yeah, okay. One more matchup. Another Cladle. They get out into Rapidash, and you are going to top left after this because they just pulled out your poison, and they have a double fairy in the back. Again, so I won't talk about this because this is exactly what it's going to play. I haven't seen this matchup, but you're going to get... Ooh, they even take you with a Mega Horn, and I'm assuming a Gardevoir's in the back. And I'll confirm that and then give you the lecture. But the lecture is going to be... quick team reads in a limited meta with a very common why are they swapping like story here. Oh look, a Gardevoir. How shocking. Okay. This is the type of thing that you need to recognize, and I think I covered this in one of my other videos. I kind of gave a little lecture on this as well already in one of my videos, maybe yesterday, I think. Especially in a limited meta, it's very obvious. But even if it wasn't a limited meta, let's say it's Great League Open. Yes, Guzzlord against Cladle is a slightly good matchup for Guzzlord, but it's not a overpowering matchup. And if you watched when I talked about the algorithm, I basically outlined that there's 5 matchups sort of thing. There's like the hardest hard counter, and then there's like you lose the lead but you can chip, and then there's like evenish matchup, and then there's you're slightly ahead that you should win the lead, and then there's you hard counter them on the lead. So the Guzzlord for you is, I would say, evenish to maybe you're slightly ahead of them. Now for me personally, I am not getting out of those 4 scenarios unless I'm running an ABB style team. So if I win the lead or even on the lead, or if I even slightly lose the lead, I'm not giving up switch unnecessarily. So when you see your opponent give up switch like that for no reason, really, you're already should be thinking, this is an ABB style team that they're trying to draw something out. And if you took the half second, I know this is why it works, because you see fairy, you instant swap poison. Ooh, fairy, I'm gonna punish it with poison. And then it's the Galarian Rapidash. And the Galarian Rapidash is when you're running these ABB style teams, the perfect one to use to pull out a poison, because you're not a charm user, you're a fairy wind user, which means you just charge super fast, and then you have charge moves that are just neutral. Body Slam, Wild Charge, you can even run High Horsepower, which is super effective. You can run Mega Horn, which is super effective against the dark. So there's so many options to just like pull that out, try and flip switch, which it did there, or just draw out that poison to then have your Cladle dominate it and then have your other fairy roam free. So these are the types of things, like it's obvious when there's only such limited Pokemon, but these are the types of things that you need to be able to like see even in the Open Great League. So just think about that from the 5 scenarios that I just kind of mentioned. And should think of it from their end, right? You always think of it from people are generally, I call people selfish. People are generally selfish and self-centered in their thinking. Like, what's going on in this? How is it affecting me? Don't think as much about like my end. Don't think about it your end. Think about your opponent's end. Your opponent has a Cladle into Guzzlord. What does that mean for them? Can they play it out, or do they need to leave? No, they don't need to leave. Why are they leaving then? So why are they coming in fairy right away? Are they trying to draw out a poison because they have a ground on the lead? Like, those are the types of things that you need to like play through your head. And I understand that it's very difficult to play that through your head when the game is going so fast, right? And this is what separates the best of the best from those in the 23-2400 range. Either just like the blind recognition, the blind swap into your poison when you see a fairy, or on the other end, you may have people that like wait too long. there's like a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot of like, I need to take 1 second to think, why are they coming in with this Pokemon? What is this Pokemon? Does it make sense to sing this matchup or get out? And then make that action. You can't do it blindly and just go on autopilot, and you can't overthink it for like 5 seconds. You need to find that sweet spot. And unfortunately, you'll only get that through like a lot of practice and playing. So that's my lesson for the video and what is otherwise a very crap team that you can't deal with. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for the submission. If you want to submit any other videos, I will be happy to review them. But that is it. So thanks for watching. Yeah, this is going to go up Sunday morning. So in the afternoon, I have a event coverage. It is the In the Wild, I think it's called, event. So we'll do that as a change up, and then Monday, a couple more videos before league turnover on Tuesday, and then there's only 2 weeks left. So that is it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.